Happy Valentine's Day, and since it's Valentine's Day, I thought it'd be a great idea to spend a whole week reading romance books. But with a twist, I'm gonna ask Siri how many pages I should read per day. Welcome to day one of this challenge. Before we get started and get to reading, I wanted to go over the rules. 1. I can only read romances for this whole week, which was the main point of this video. 2. Siri's gonna choose how many pages I'm gonna read, which is also main point of this video. And 3, the number I give Siri to pick from, those 0 to a certain number, is going to be based on the book that I pick for that day. So for example, if I pick a book that has 500 pages, I will ask Siri to pick between 0 and 500. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna pick that long of a book because I don't know if I can read 500 pages in a day because I'm kind of busy this week, but you never know. Plans change. I never really plan out these videos too well because things change throughout the way. We're gonna start this reading vlog with a bang. A book that's well loved. Everyone I've seen talk about it has rated it like a 5 stars, and it's by one of my favorite authors, and that is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I've been waiting so long to read this, and I think now is the perfect time, and I match it. It's so cute. Time to ask Siri herself how much I need to read today. Hopefully it's not a lot because it's already 2. This book has 403 pages. I think I can read at least 100 pages today. So I will bump up the minimum number to 100 because I feel like if I get low numbers, we just end up reading this book this whole week. That's the final rule. I can bend the rules. I can bend the rules. It's my video. Just kidding. Because this is going to be really boring. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Pick a number between 100 and 403.
A random number between 0 and 100 is 31.
Okay, she's like not listening to me. Hey Siri. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks.
Can you do me a favor?
I most certainly can.
Can you pick a number between 100 and 400?
A random number between 100 and 400 is 328.
Okay, thank you. That took such a long time. I don't know, maybe it's just my Siri, but whenever I said 100 to 403, she couldn't pick a number, but then when I said 100 to 400, she can suddenly pick a number. So I guess we'll do it that way, bending the rules a little bit to make things work. But she said 328. So that's like most of this book. I guess this is my fault. Let's get to reading. Why is this starting off really sad? But it's so sweet. Hello guys, it's been an hour and I got to page 69 of this book, and after reading the prologue, I just know I'm gonna love this book. The prologue was really sad, and if you don't already know, this book is a childhood friends to lovers second chance romance. It's about 2 characters named Macy and Elliot. It all started when Macy's family bought a cabin in this small town, and Elliot turns out to be one of the boys next door. It's giving Every Summer After, and I love that book. This came out before that, so everyone compares this book to that. It has like a past and present timeline POVs, and in the past it's them getting to know each other when they were 13 and 14, and their love for books is what brought them together, and it's just so sweet. And in the present time, it's 11 years later and they haven't seen each other at all throughout those 11 years. And Macy has moved on with her life. She is a pediatric resident and is dating this man named Sean, who is, I think, a little bit older. He's 42 and she's 29, so a little bit of an age gap. But then one day she stumbles upon Elliot, and it seems like Elliot wants to rekindle something, but Macy is engaged and planning her wedding. From the start, I gathered that there was something that happened in the past that drove them apart. I obviously don't know what it is yet. It'll probably be revealed near the end, but I'm loving this so far, and I hope I read the whole like 300 pages, but I don't know. We'll see. Hello guys, it's the next day and I did end up reading the pages last night. I am now on page 333. Yesterday Siri said 328, but it was in the middle of a chapter, so I just finished that chapter. I'm in the part of the story where I think they're going to talk about what happened that kind of separated them and kind of broke them up in the past. So far I'm loving this book. Like every second of this book I love. So we're gonna ask Siri how long I'm gonna read today. Since I'm still in the middle of this book, I'll still do between 100 and 400 pages just because it's like 3 p.m. and I have quite a bit of time on my hands. I already did what I needed to do today. There's still stuff that I should do, but like I want to read. So let's ask Siri. Let's see if she's gonna reply. She didn't like me unless I asked her how she was yesterday. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Can you pick a number between 100 and 400?
A random number between 100 and 400 is 239.
Okay, thank you. So I got 239, which means I'm gonna finish this book and we'll pick a new one because I have like 70 pages left. So I'm gonna finish this and come back with you guys with my review. I also want to say before I get into reading is that last night I was listening to a playlist like made for this book, and there were times where the songs lined up with what was happening and it like slapped. Like it made the reading experience 100 times better. Oh, I think I know what's gonna happen. Like I'm just piecing the pieces together. Oh my god, I thought this book wouldn't make me cry. I thought wrong because I don't know why it's hitting me like this. I'm listening to Back to December by Taylor Swift and it lines up pretty good. It lines up pretty good. It lines up pretty good. Oh my god, it got worse. It got worse. It got worse. And now I'm here bawling my eyes out at 4 in the afternoon. I just finished Love and Other Words and I'm pretty sure this is my favorite book of all time. Like romance is my favorite genre and this book, I don't even know how to feel. I'm pretty sure this is like my favorite book. It was even better than Every Summer After. It's just what I needed after reading so many fantasies in a row. It was so good. I literally just stopped crying like 2 minutes ago. I love that it felt like we got 2 different love stories past like a shy, innocent childhood friends to lovers, and then in the present time like a second chance romance. And I love me a good second chance romance because they already have the history, the feelings is there, and it's not like they have to start from the beginning. When they first meet, everything just comes back to them, all the feelings, sad, happy, all that comes flooding back, and you know when they eye each other, when they talk, that they still love each other. They were soulmates. That end really got me. I was like looking at reviews on Goodreads and they were like, that wasn't a good reason to like stop talking to a person for 11 years, but literally Macy has gone through so much that I understand why she did what she did. Not so much for Elliot, didn't like that part, but overall this story, it was just perfect. Everything was perfect about it and I'm rating it a 5-star, probably a 6-star. Siri said to read 239 pages today and I read the remainder of this book, which was 70 pages if I'm doing the math right. 403 minus 70 pages. 239 minus 70. So I have 169 pages left. I don't know what to pick up. Like I have my TBR cart there. Actually, I'll bring you guys to my TBR cart and see if we can pick something out. Okay, this is like my February TBR that I picked out in this video. And there's like 4 romances in here, but I'm like not really feeling. I'm kind of looking for like a rom-com because Love and Other Words, that one was like an emotional romance. I'm kind of thinking this book, this is The Love of My Afterlife, and apparently it's this woman who dies and meets the love of his life in the afterlife, and she dies by choking on a microwavable burger. I feel like that is what I need right now. It is currently 9 p.m. and I'm just starting this book. I don't know what I've been doing the past 5 hours. I've been mindlessly scrolling before and after dinner, and I didn't know that many hours have gone by. Anyways, I got to like page 10. I read the first chapter and I had to read 159 more pages. I don't know if I can do that tonight because I want to go to bed, but I'm gonna try my best. The words are pretty big on each page and I'm a pretty decent reader. Like, I'm not too slow, but I'm also not too fast. Good morning, it's the next day. I ended up reading 169 pages of this, and the chapter I was on ended right at 169, so that was perfect. I'm now page 170, chapter 23, and this book went by so fast. It's such a fast read. The book literally starts of her like choking on a burger and dying and going to like this afterlife waiting room. It's in like a laundromat. It's brightly colored, and she meets her afterlife therapist named Merritt, who is this like bright, bubbly, chirpy type of gal who dresses super brightly. I don't know, she was very enthusiastic. I don't know if I'd be up to meeting an enthusiastic person like that after I just died. Anyway, she ends up meeting this mystery man who like she falls in love with, and she's convinced herself that it's her soulmate and only gets his first name, which is Jonah. She makes a deal with her afterlife therapist and she gets 10 days back on Earth to find Jonah and get him to kiss her out of his own free will. So right now that's what's going on. There's this like side plot that's happening and I'm enjoying that more than the main plot. Anyways, this book is 365 pages and I have quite a bit of time. It's 2 p.m. right now. I want to finish this book somehow or read a lot today, but I also have a video to edit. So choices. But we're gonna ask Siri how much I'm gonna read today. Hey Siri, can you pick a number between 100 and 365?
A random number between 0 and 100 is 92.
She's doing it again. She's not answering properly. I'll just do between 100 and 400 again. Can you pick a number between 100 and 300? She's not even speaking, but that's what she said. This is basically like reading 200 pages a day. 200 plus pages a day. Hello guys, it's a little bit later and I did end up finishing The Love of My Afterlife a little bit ago, and this was exactly the book I needed after Love in Other Words because that book was a lot to process. I'm still thinking about it now, but this book was the perfect mix between silly, goofy scenes and heartwarming and touching moments. Like the plot of her dying and getting sent back to Earth, having 10 days to find this guy she meets in the afterlife waiting room and have him kiss her out of his own free will so she gets to stay alive. It's such a intriguing plot and it just kept my attention from the very start. And Delphi, she's in her like late 20s. I think she's 27. She is extremely introverted. Like she has not done anything remotely close to spontaneous and hasn't really like lived out her life, if you know what I mean. She's comfortable in her own little bubble in her apartment and tending to her old neighbor, Mr. Yoon. I love him. He's like an 80-something-year-old man and he's just so sweet. Anyways, yeah, she ends up doing so many things out of her comfort zone to try and find this guy because this guy does a lot of things unlike her, and it makes her step out of her comfort zone, having merit her afterlife therapist like along the way and encouraging her to do those things. It was so funny. I loved it. And throughout this whole thing of her just trying to find Jonah, the guy, which seems like he never wants to be found, she's found people along the way and like found her people and her community where she belongs. And I love the newfound family in this. Like, even though her family has turned their back on her, like, these people were there. But the thing is, they've been there for a long time. Like, she just closes people off and wants to live this quiet, simple life by herself, but everyone needs people. And the side plot of this was so interesting. Like, I was more interested in that than actually like finding Jonah, because this book kind of veered away from that and focused on something else, and like the idea of life being short and her being spontaneous and doing all these things knowing she only has days to live. Like, it was so good. It was so good. And the plot twist at the end, I knew what was gonna happen at the end, but I didn't know how it was gonna get there, and it was just shocking. I was like, wow, this just came out of nowhere. I am gonna give it a 4 stars though, because in the the first half, there were some scenes that were dragged on. I'm like, where is this going? But it was still really, really good, and if you haven't read it, I would recommend it. So there was 195 pages left in this book. There's 65 pages, and I started on 170, so 25 pages, 132 pages. So that means I have 82 pages left. So I'm gonna pick up a new book, and I think I'm gonna pick up a book from my February TBR, because what's the point of making this video if I'm not gonna read the books in it? I have 4 books in my February TBR that are romance. I don't really know. There's like some here that I've been avoiding. Nora goes off script. I don't know. I feel like I want to save this because it's such a short read, because these 3 books are longer. I don't know. I have this book, By a Thread by Lucy Score. I haven't read a book by her, but it's literally 500 pages, and I don't know if I can commit right now. And then Love Theoretically, I just picked up Love on the Brain recently, and her books are kind of like the same, just different characters. So I'm going to save this one up for when I want to read that story again, because I truly enjoy her books. So that leaves us with The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, the first book in the Dreamland Billionaires, and I feel like I'm the last person to read this book. I did read it like last year, I believe, but then I DNF'd it after 10 pages. I don't know. Because I do have this on audio book. I think I bought it while I tried to read it before. I think I'm gonna listen to a little bit of it. So you'll probably see me tomorrow, because I have to go help make dinner. Good morning. Well, it's not good morning. It's like 3:30 in the afternoon, but I feel like I've done a lot today. I edited a video, I worked out, did some few things around the house, and now I'm ready to read. We're not going to talk about my hair. It's hair wash day, so we're going to put that out of sight, out of mind. Anyways, last night I read a little bit more than I was supposed to. I think I was supposed to read 82 pages of this book to complete the 277 pages for the day, but I got this much into the book and read, I think, 114 pages. We're going to ask Siri how many pages I'm going to read today. I think I'm going to ask her between 100 and 400 again, because she does not do well with certain specific numbers. She's not the brightest. Probably a reflection on my own character. So, same. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Birds that fly together, birds of a feather flock together. Is it? Let's see if she's in a good mood today. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Can you pick a number between 100 and 400?
A random number between 100 and 400 is 196.
Okay, so we're gonna read 196 pages for day 4 of this challenge. Hello guys, it's like, I don't know how many hours later, but I got this far into the book. Page 200, chapter 25. So I've read 86 pages so far. And I wish I didn't judge this book by like the first couple of chapters, because I was like, this is gonna be one of those like Grumpy Sunshines where it's like lust based and that's all they're ever gonna do. But I actually like it. Like, I'm liking it now. Like, the sunshiny personality of Zara is rubbing off on Rowan, and she's making him realize the serious problems that he has in his company and his employees struggling by the working conditions they're put in. And then I just finished a chapter. It was a previous chapter where Zara decides to take a day off to like kind of experience the theme park as like a regular person and like what there is that needs to be improved. And Rowan tags along and they go on these rides, and it's so funny because he's so scared of them and he's trying to like keep his like grumpy bossy facade, and it's like just failing. It's so funny. And there's this side thing that's going on between them, and I'm really liking that. It's so good. It just took like about half the book for me to actually enjoy it, but it's going good so far. According to my calculator, I have to stop at page 310. Good morning, besties. It is day 5. I think this is going to be the last day of this challenge just because I have a really big video that I'm planning to film tomorrow. That's for next week, and I'm super excited about it. And I just want to get into the books that I'm reading for that video. Anyways, I did read till 310 yesterday. Well, actually, I read till 312 because 310 was like in the middle of a chapter. So that completed my 196 pages of the day. And so far, it's so good. Like, they're already together at this point in the book, and there's not much plot going on. She's just enjoying dating this billionaire guy, and this man planned a whole book signing for her of her favorite author. Tell me money does not buy happiness at some point. I don't know, sorry, that was like really shallow to say. But like, if you're dating a billionaire guy, like, you can do anything you want, technically. And I'm intrigued to see where the story goes at this point because I need a conflict of some kind. We're gonna ask Siri how many pages I'm gonna read today. Hey Siri. Can you pick a number between 100 and 400?
A random number between 100 and 400 is 119.
She's on my side this morning, even though it took a long time for her to cooperate. Oh, she heard that. She heard that. Sorry. Hello guys, it's a couple hours later. I ended up finishing the fine print and finishing the 119 pages that Siri gave me today. Thank God she didn't give me anything higher than 200 pages because I had like 10-ish pages left and I just read that to finish the book, and I enjoyed reading this because I expected not to like it. Like, I had my expectations all the way down here that it can get worse. It can only get better than that, and it was kind of good. Like, I enjoyed it. Not as much as like Love and Other Words per se, but I did enjoy their love story. There was some swoon-worthy scenes in this book, and I enjoyed their ending. Like, the fact that this was set in like a theme park location. It was very Disneyland-esque, and I love it. I love Disneyland, and all I want to do right now is just go to Disneyland and ride all the rides. Only if I had Rowan as a boyfriend. We can go take his private jet directly, land right in the middle of Disneyland if he wanted to. However, I felt like the conflict came very late. The first 50% was them like, you know, hating each other. Then the second like 40% was them being together and being happy. And then the last 10% was like the conflict, but it was kind of lacking. I didn't really feel too connected to the characters like individually. I feel like I didn't get to know them as much as I wanted to. Like, I wanted to like have a deep dive in their life and why they are the way they are, but I get it. It's like a 400-page romance. We can't get to all that. But Love and Other Words were shorter, and I felt super connected to the characters. So I think I'm gonna give this a 3 stars. I'm definitely intrigued to read the other books because I heard it just gets better from this one. Anyways, now time for the stats. Day 1 was 328 pages. Day 2 was 239 pages. Day 3 was 277 pages. Day 4 was 196. Day 5 was 119, and that comes to a total of 1,159 pages, which is pretty good for like 5 days for me. Never thought I would read that much, but Siri forced me to. Well, not really, because it was my idea, But I did end up reading these 3 amazing books, especially the last one. I never thought I'd pick up the fine print ever again, but here we are. I actually kind of liked it and would recommend it. But I have come to the end of this video. Again, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you got the flowers, chocolates, or the gifts, or the love note that you were hoping for, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're still here at this point of the video, comment the envelope with a heart, because that's such a cute emoji. Show everyone love down in the comments below, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye.